So, on this 4th anniversary of the Seonghwa, every year I kind of do the same thing. We go through and reflect on all of the different projects and activities that Father Moon established and built up through the course of his life. So I want to do this is a quick tour that we often give, repeat some of the things you saw in the video, but it's important to remind ourselves about the significant projects and activities that our founder did during his lifetime. And also for us to reflect on what vision do we see for ourselves in terms of what are we going to do with our lives. So probably the most significant thing for us that Father Moon did was he brought God's Word. The teachings we know through the divine principle, but also the world scriptures that brings together all the world's different scriptures together, and the unification thought and victory over communism and understanding a perspective to help us overcome the ideologies of the world. And the three books that you see there, the Seonghwa, which is a collection of sermons from Father Moon by topic, the Seonghwa, which is a collection of all of the public speeches that Father Moon gave around the world to politicians, to educators, to professors, to religious leaders, to all kinds of people in all different arenas, his public speeches. And then the Chombomo is Father and Mother Moon's words about their own life and talking about the course that they've gone through to help us understand what was happening even behind the scenes. So these are the teachings, the core of the teachings of our movement. But the mission and the purpose is to build the heavenly kingdom, right? So in order to do that, we have to deal with all aspects of life, all aspects of society. So there's the blessing of marriage and families, there's education, there's relief, interfaith work, businesses like food processing and heavy industry, world peace activities and media, sports and arts, healing, just all different realms that Father Moon touched, because we have to touch all these realms in order to bring about the change in the world. So a lot of us participate in many of these different activities. The question that I want us to encourage to reflect on now is, what are we doing with our lives now? Right? We're living our lives, we're doing, thriving, doing our daily thing. We're making our offering as a family to create God's kingdom, beginning at home. But also, in the past we did many things, and we should always look and say, okay, what am I doing now to move God's providence forward? So quickly, in the area of education, Father Moon founded lots of educational institutions. Of course, in America, we have the Unification Theological Seminary. Also, the secular one, Bridgeport University in Connecticut, which is just a regular four-year college. In Korea, we have Sun Moon University, and also the seminary, Chuncheom Graduate School of Theology, which is at the, and also the Chuncheom International Youth Center, and Chuncheom International Academy. All those are at Pyeongchang Lake. We also have CARP, right? Collegiate Association for the Research of Principles. So how many people were CARP members? Yay, go CARP, right? Then also we have the Professors World Peace Academy and character education, especially in the Soviet Union. Amazing seminars when the wall broke down in the Soviet Union to help raise up new leaders. There was the International International Education Foundation in China. So the Soviet Union and China were two areas where this character education really grew and developed. And the International Education Foundation, which is now part of the Universal Peace Federation, produced all kinds of educational materials and literature. And then in the area of world relief and aid, many of you are familiar with IRFF, the International Relief Friendship Foundation, that provide relief all over the world. Women's Federation has been a key active mover in these different kinds of projects, particularly around the area of education. Women's Federation volunteering to build churches, build schools and houses. Into the interfaith activity. Of course, we have the Assembly of World Religions, bringing people from all different religions together to dialogue about the situation of the world. bring the young people together was the project of religious youth services. And then the American Leadership Conference, Clergy Leadership Conference, which you saw some in the video. The clergy conference held Holy Land pilgrimages, particularly to Jerusalem and Israel, for the purpose of bringing harmony and unity between all the different, particularly the Abrahamic faiths of Christianity, Islam, and Judaism. Then, especially the Women's Federation, of course, brought the women together in the Middle East to bring reconciliation. This whole vision about world peace that Father's worked on, it goes back to already how do we solve the problem of communism and the worldwide struggle and fight over communism. Amazing rallies around the world to break through. In fact, Father Moon even was able to meet with Mikhail Gorbachev and even Kim Il-sung, the two leaders of the most serious communist empires at the time. What was his main message? You have to bring God back to your country. The atheistic ideology of Marxist communism is not healthy for your people or for your country. And one of the breakthroughs we had was this international leadership seminars for university students in the Soviet Union. Amazing. And then for world peace, blessing people from all different nations of the world, the United Nations, in marriage. The Father Moon's vision about the International Peace Highway, connecting people from all over the world through a highway. Many more projects. I'm just kind of zipping through them quickly. The media. Of course, the Washington Times and many other newspapers established around the world. The International Media Conference was to help bring those people in the media into a position to be able to make a positive difference in the world, because we know how influential media is. Saw the Washington Times, also magazines like Insight magazine, The World and I, Spanish-speaking magazines in America and in South America. Lots. I'm halfway through. This is the legacy that we're inheriting from Father Moon. These kinds of projects. So business. Many of you are familiar with the ginseng business. I was in the ginseng industry for a while. Of course, the seafood industry, True World Foods that Father established. The car industry, even setting up a car factory in North Korea to help them develop in their country. The Tongyao Enterprise, the big machine and machinery. Master Marine, building boats, right? And the whole ocean providence, True World Marine, sporting boats. Then the whole area of healing. Cheongpyeong Lake has been, our campus there has been a main site for many projects and activities. Of course, there's the Cheongpyeong Heaven and Earth Training Center, focused on spiritual retreat and spiritual renewal. But also the building of the Cheongshim International Medical Center, also at Cheongpyeong. And here's like a little map of some of the different things. You have the training centers, you have the World Peace Center, the Youth Center, some of the educational facilities that you saw earlier. Also in Japan, there's the Ishin Hospital in Tokyo. Sports. Who likes sports? Performing arts, right? Many sports teams. Father often spoke about sports to bring peace, to bring people together. We have the Universal Ballet and their performances. The New York Symphony, the Korean Folk Ballet, the Little Angels Performing School, which is actually another school specifically focused on the performing arts, and the Little Angels, who are ambassadors for peace all around the world, even in the this is them in North Korea, going to North Korea. Actually, speaking about sports, many of you have heard about the Olympics. There's this thing going on in South America, Rio de Janeiro, the Olympics. Actually, one of our second generation members was competing in the Olympics. He's a gymnast. Gymnastics, that's right. And she got a big, became kind of famous because from South Korea she went and greeted and connected with the one of the gymnasts from North Korea. And they took selfies together.
And everyone was saying, oh, look at this peacemaking activity at the Olympics between North and South Korea. Especially when things are starting to get uncomfortable there again, over and over again. This kind of bringing peacemaking. Probably the most important and most fundamental thing that Father Moon was committed to was addressing the issue of marriage and family. And many of us, the list the list of all the different marriage blessings that Father Moon conducted, these international couples from all over the world, most of us are on that list, or among those members of those millions of people who participate around the world. In 1997, in 1992, we had the 30,000 couple in the Seoul Olympics, after the Olympics that happened in Seoul. In 97, the blessing of marriage was opened up not just for unificationists, but for all people. And even we have the interreligious blessing of marriage. Because now Father Moon's commitment and desire is that this blessing of marriage is not just for church members, unificationists, but to bring a transformation of the culture of the world, to lift up marriage and to bring God to the center of marriage. So all these activities, all this different arena of things, they all fall into Father Moon's mission to bring change to the world. This is the foundation that Father Moon left behind. And he left it for us. So what's our calling? What do we see? How are we going to carry on this legacy of all these different projects and activities? Look at ourselves, and what do I feel called for? We each have talents and abilities. So where do I want to invest? Given my character, my nature, my interests, the things that I have skills in and abilities, where can I make that contribution? So I think, especially at the time when we're remembering Father's life, and with the Seonghwa, there'll be a broadcast. It'll be Friday here on the 19th, but Thursday night will be the broadcast from Korea. So I hope you all watch it on the internet, online. But if we think about here in Sacramento, what can we do? And here's just a quick list. Universal Peace Federation is a powerful tool for us to help bring change in the culture. Because with Universal Peace Federation, we're not asking people to join our church, but to join a movement to bring true peace to the world. Now, we've started this activities once a month. We're trying to do a prayer breakfast. Last couple of months we've been focusing on character education, using UPF materials and content. It's also a natural place for interfaith work and bringing people together. And next Saturday, actually, we'll have a breakfast focused on the power of marriage and the blessing of marriage to bring change to the world. So if this is something that you have a passion for or are interested in, please connect up with Mike or Tomoko or Eleanor, who've been spearheading it. But the thing is, one or two people can't do it by themselves. All these projects require us to give and take, interact with each other, and work to make things happen. So think in this list of many things, where do I want to make a difference? Where do I want to contribute? Interfaith service projects, particularly the Interfaith Council of Greater Sacramento. Talk to Rutherford Smith or Monty Johnson. Both of them have been involved there. Lots of interfaith opportunities to do projects together. If you're interested in business, thank you so much. Eric Scharf has done a lot to support us in developing businesses. But we've got lots of entrepreneurs here in the audience. Eric's mantra: get a job, right? Why? Get a job so that we can contribute. Business, the vision of Father Moon's visions of business is that our business makes a positive difference in the lives of others for mutual profit, mutual gain, and mutual benefit. The whole area of media. Talk to Eleanor if you want to start producing videos. But also there's a whole world that's open up on the internet. Of the websites and writing articles, letters to the newspaper. there's so many ways that we can contribute, especially if there are things that we're interested in. Arts and sports. Connect up with Peter and Mifa about those, but wouldn't it great to have other young people up here in front? Yeah? Let's give them a hand. It's so good to have the young people. Thank you so much, Aaron and Maya, for just standing up and joining us, right? And then last week we had the guys, so we'll have, we have a battle of the bands, right, in the future. And we need to have some fun nights, right? Getting together, some evenings where we can get together and share with each other, inspire each other with our arts and our talents and skills. In sports, Peter's definitely out there with this ultimate frisbee and all kinds of activities we can do. And I know lots of you, especially dads, have been coaches, for teams. So there's lots of opportunities for us to make a difference in the areas that we feel a calling or excited. The whole area of youth development, if you want to invest in the youth work, again, Peter and Mifa have been great in pioneering that way. But we can't do, everything alone or just expect, okay, take care of my kids, right? We want to invest and make our own contribution to help and support these activities. All these don't necessarily mean just with Unification church members, people with the Family Federation. These are for everyone. There's also lots of things that you can do inside the church too. We need help, right? I'm so grateful. The people who are out there door-to-door witnessing or whatever, just inviting people to join us for Sunday service. Teaching. It's important that we practice sharing and teaching the divine principle, our core understanding. And I'm looking forward to get some Spanish-speaking divine principle lectures, right? We need to encourage Alex, just come back from his 7-day. He needs to work on his divine principle in Spanish, right? So even better outreach. Sunday school. I'm so grateful for you who have taken up the mantle and worked for Sunday school and making sure that something's happening, that something's available for them. It's a natural place to volunteer and to participate. I'm grateful for the band, like I said, the performers up here. The kitchen. Thank you so much, sisters. I'm so grateful. Every week they take care of everything set up in the kitchen, make sure that things are set up. I'm so grateful, But there's a natural place where we all can contribute. And with the cleanup crew, right, that takes care of things afterwards. After we all leave, the Brown family stays behind, right? And they take up all the chairs and they vacuum and they clean stuff. There's all kinds of different ways that we can contribute in making a difference. I encourage you. Our lives, it's so easy just to get occupied completely with surviving. I'm going to work, I'm taking care of the house, I'm taking care of the kids, and that is all important. But for us to find real joy and fulfillment in our lives is when we take a step out. We make room in our lives to make a difference to the larger community, the larger world. So I want to finish up with just a couple of points. This is from Father Moon. Father Moon says, this is actually from his book called, yeah, come on, we can do it, you can do it. No, it froze. There we go. This is from his book, his biography as a peace-loving global citizen. If you don't have a copy and haven't read it yet, please let me know. We have a copy. I'd really like to give you a copy to take home. But this is from the chapter called Leaving Behind a Legacy of Love. Because we were born in love and lived our lives in love, love is also the only thing that remains with us when we are in our graves. We receive our lives in love, live by sharing love, and return into the midst of love. It is important that we live our lives in a way that we can leave a legacy of love behind us. So the core legacy that we leave behind is love. And our legacy is our foundations, our relationship with God, right? The first purpose in life. Our relationship with the people around us, starting with our family, and then the community and our friends, the wider world, and our relationships with things in the creation. We want to make a difference. We want to make a difference to God. We want to bring comfort and joy to God. We want to bring joy to our family and to the people around us by sharing love. We want to bring joy to the creation by using the creation to create, multiply goodness through our creativity, through our each of our own unique, innate geniuses. So to accomplish these things, we have to invest our heart and mind. So I'm encouraging you, let's leave a legacy of love. And let's look at, in my life, besides surviving and getting by and making the condition, at least I'm making the condition of my life, right? I'm doing hundake, I'm making offerings. But where can we step out and express our unique creativity, our character, and experience joy by making a difference in the larger world? So let me close with this. Father Moon's emphasis to us. It says, what should a person leave behind to be remembered for eternity? The first thing is a legacy of love, and the second is a legacy of a true life. Love motivates us to make a change in the environment, in our lifestyle, and what we do with our life is the true life that we want to leave behind. So please join me in prayer. Good morning, Father, Mother, God, our loving Heavenly Parent. We are so grateful for the many blessings we have and the chance we have at this time in history to participate in your providence. We want to see the ideal that you've longed for happen in this world. To see it coming to pass, beginning with our own lives as we determine ourselves and make a new transformation, Heavenly Parent. But that we can expand from our families to the larger community and world around us. Heavenly Parent, True Father left us such an amazing legacy. And we pray that united, centered on our true mother, that with true parents at the forefront, we can bring about the healing that this world needs and bring joy and comfort to your heart. So, Heavenly Parent, during this week, last week, as we remember and celebrate the life of our true Father, pray that you can guide us, open our hearts and minds to see where we can make a new breakthrough in our lives. Heavenly Parent, as your sons and daughters, we gratefully come before you and offer ourselves again. Amen and adieu. All right, so let's turn to your neighbor and reflect on what area is the area that you find joy in and want to make a difference in.